Hello and welcome to My Consultant. We're going to start off this week's episode with the long-awaited news of reduced backlogs, followed by the IRCC new experience survey, then the dropping CRS score. Stay with us as I bring the update on the new Canadian-Italian Youth Agreement, and Tina will bring you everything you need to know about the exciting global talent stream.
Canada's mounting immigration backlog is finally showing some signs of relief. According to the recent data released by IRCC, the number of pending applications have reduced to just over 2.4 million from 2.6 million last month. The report showed a large reduction in the backlog of temporary residence applications, while the permanent residence applications backlog showed a slight increase. IRCC says that it is taking steps to improve the speed at which applications are processed. It aims to have a less than 50% backlog across all lines of business by the end of March 2023. Canada has been struggling with growing backlog of visa applications since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. And keeping that in mind, IRCC has started the transition towards 100% digital applications for most permanent resident programs and has hired over 1,200 new employees to clear immigration backlogs.
If you are a newcomer to Canada and participated in the IRCC's settlement, resettlement, and integration services, the IRCC is now requesting your experience feedback. The survey will be used to help the IRCC understand how the settlement and resettlement services are working and where they may need improvements. The goal is to improve newcomers' experience by strengthening the IRCC's settlement services. The IRCC will use only the information provided from the survey to help them improve the department's programs and services. Earlier this week, starting on November 14th, 2022, an invitation to take the survey was sent out via email to all 18 and over immigrants to Canada who became permanent residents in the years 2015, 2017, 2019, and 2021. The survey link starts with ircc.qualtrics.com/jfe/forms/SV. The survey will take about 20 minutes to complete and is available in these multiple languages: English, French, Arabic, Chinese, and Farsi. Your confidential participation is completely voluntary, and your survey answers will not affect any past, current, or future applications with the IRCC. If you are taking this survey and find that you have any questions, there is an email address in the survey invitation email sent to you for you to contact the IRCC with any related questions you may have. The deadline to complete the survey is December 30th, 2022.
Good news for permanent residence applicants. The CRS score has dropped again. The recent draw saw the minimum comprehensive ranking system score drop to 494, the lowest since the post-pandemic resumption. On November 9th, Canada conducted a new express entry draw, issuing 4,750 invitations to apply, the largest since the resumption of all program draws. Up till now, Canada has issued over 40,000 invitations in 2022. Last month, there was also a decrease of 2 points in the minimum CRS score. The score was 496. This means that Canada will be able to admit more immigrants into their permanent resident program, as the minimum required CRS score continues to drop below 500. According to IRCC, new applications will be processed in 6-month standard for express entry. Candidates will have a 60-day window to submit their applications.
Canada believes in the potential of diverse, engaged, and empowered youth. To encourage our young people to get out there, broaden their horizons, and find meaningful work and life experience, the Government of Canada is supporting meaningful opportunities for young people to experience different cultures and form lasting relationships. Earlier this week, on behalf of the Honourable Sean Fraser, Minister of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship, Member of Parliament for Vaughan Woodbridge announced the coming into force of a new Canada-Italy Youth Mobility Agreement. Under this agreement, Canadian and Italian youth will now have additional options when applying for international work and travel experience through the International Experience Canada program, or the IEC. The IEC program facilitates the process for young people to gain valuable international work experience and travel abroad. With Canada having formal youth mobility agreements with 36 countries and foreign territories, more than 200,000 Canadians have participated in the IEC program since 2008, many returning to Canada with life-changing experiences valuable to both their personal and professional lives. This new agreement allows youth, those aged 18 to 35, to work and travel for up to a year. Youth are able to participate twice in this program for a total of 24 months, equivalent to 2 years. Under this program, there are now 3 categories of participation. As part of the expansion, there has been 2 new streams added. The 3 areas of participation are as followed, starting with the 2 new streams. The first being international co-op or internship. Participants receive an employer-specific work permit that allows students to gain targeted experience in their field of study. The second, titled Young Professionals. Young professional participants receive an employer-specific work permit to gain targeted professional work experience that is within their field of study or career path. And the third, still a part of the agreement, is the working holiday participants, who receive an open work permit that allows them to work anywhere in the host country to support their travels. All these streams help youth gain professional work experience abroad. Canada holds 1.5 million Canadians of Italian descent. That is one of the largest Italian communities outside of Italy in the world. The program, between the 2 long-standing youth mobility partners, Canada and Italy, supports international work and travel experiences to help youth explore new cultures, languages, and societies, all while developing life skills and improving their job prospects for the future. This agreement further builds on our country's people-to-people ties while improving labor market access for Canadians and Italian youth. Canada and Italy are long-standing youth mobility partners, having first signed the Youth Mobility Agreement in 2006.
Do you know that it is possible to get a Canadian work permit in just 2 weeks? Sounds impossible, right? Well, it's not. The Global Talent Stream, that is GTS, is a program that allows certain skilled workers to obtain a work permit within 2 weeks of applying. The Global Talent Stream is an immigration program that makes it easier for Canadian employers to hire foreign workers for specialized occupations, especially when Canadians are not available for these specific roles. The GTS was Canada's answer to an economy that was in dire need of highly skilled workers. Under the Global Talent Stream, skilled workers can expect their Canadian work permits within 10 business days. Through GTS, federal government wants to help high-growth companies in Canada to bring in the talent they need quickly by cutting processing times for a visa application from 6 months to just 2 weeks. GDS applications are processed under Temporary Foreign Worker Program, which refers to a collection of work permits that invites newcomers to move to Canada to work on a temporary work permit to fill a specific labor need. Wages offered to temporary foreign workers hired under GTS are similar to wages paid to Canadian or permanent resident employees hired for the same job and work location and with similar experience and skills. To be eligible for Global Talent Stream, the Canadian employer must fit one of two categories. Category A, Designated Partner Referral. For Canadian employers to be eligible through this category, they must be referred by any one of the Global Talent Stream designated partner organization and should be hiring unique and specialized talent. Category B, In-Demand Occupation. To be eligible through this category, the Canadian employer must be hiring to fill a position on Global Talent Occupation List. The Global Talent Occupation List is a list of highly skilled, in-demand occupation. The position also must pay a salary equal or above the prevailing wage for the particular position. The employer can begin application once they have confirmed their eligibility for either of the streams. The application is available on the GTS official website. It requires information regarding the employer, the foreign worker, and the job offer, including details about compensation and benefits. Now let's understand how does the Global Talent Stream work for those who are looking forward to obtain a work permit. For anyone who is living outside of Canada and has hopes of getting a temporary work permit as part of the Global Talent Stream, the first thing to know is that you cannot apply for it directly. Only a Canadian employer can apply to the Global Talent Stream. So your first goal should be to land a job offer from a Canadian employer who qualifies for the program. Your skill set should fall under the specialized talents that they are looking for. Another important thing to remember is that even though the Global Talent Stream offers a temporary work permit for up to 3 years, it is an excellent pathway to permanent immigration to Canada. Canada's provincial nominee programs select a set number of economic immigrants every year and nominate them for permanent residence. For more information related to the Global Talent Stream and the in-demand occupations list, please visit canada.ca. That's all for today. Thank you so much for joining us this week. If you really like this video, then please support us by subscribing to our MyConsultant YouTube channel. For more information on the topics covered today, you can visit our website MyConsultant.ca, where you can also find an authorized immigration and citizenship consultant. I am Tina Batra.
I'm Tashina Thompson, and we'll see you next week.